You know, it's wild how much companies lose each year because employees just up and leave.
Yeah.
It's like a constant drain, especially for sales teams.
You're telling me because when you think about it, their whole thing is building those strong client relationships.
Right, and that's exactly what we're diving into today.
Oh.
Some super insightful stuff from the sales experts.
Yeah, they're always on point.
About how cultural fit can, like, seriously make or break your sales force.
I think a lot of companies get so caught up in skills and experience.
Yeah, you got to have those for sure.
That they kind of miss this whole other piece.
Cultural fit.
Totally. And that's what the sales experts break down in their article.
Oh, yeah, what was it called again?
The importance of cultural fit in recruitment.
Okay, so for all the sales leaders out there listening,
Yep.
how would you sum up cultural fit when you're thinking about building a sales team?
It's like
Venturing it.
your entire sales team
Uh-huh.
all using the same playbook to connect with clients.
Yep.
They're all on the same page about the company's values, their communication style,
Okay.
just their whole approach to selling,
Makes sense.
And what that does is it creates like a unified experience for the customer.
Gotcha.
Which ultimately means more sales.
So it's not just like a vibe thing.
No. It's way deeper than that.
That's like a strategic advantage.
Exactly. And the sales experts say when you've got that high level of cultural fit on your team,
Uh-huh.
they're going to work better together. They're going to collaborate more easily and trust each other's decisions.
Makes sense. You definitely don't want your sales team constantly fighting or like working in their own little bubbles.
Like, those are the worst.
You need that like team energy.
That synergy.
Yeah, and everyone understanding the goals and how to talk to clients in a way that reflects the company,
Like they're all part of the same brand story.
And here's where it gets really interesting.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more.
The sales experts say cultural fit is actually a major factor in employee engagement,
Okay, I can see that.
which we all know is huge for productivity and sales.
Right. Like when salespeople feel like they belong, like they're part of something bigger
Uh-huh.
and their own values match up with the company's,
Yeah.
they're going to be way more invested.
So they actually care about their jobs.
Yeah, they're not just clocking in and out.
They're like bought in
Totally. And that's when you see people going above and beyond for clients.
because they believe in what they're selling.
Exactly. It's like they're not just trying to hit a quota anymore.
They're actually helping people.
They're problem solvers.
Right, and that authenticity like shines through.
Oh, yeah. Clients can totally tell the difference.
This makes me think about the long game too.
Long game. How so?
Keeping those top performers around.
Retaining that talent is key.
Right.
Because losing a good salesperson costs way more than just their salary.
It's the lost relationships and expertise too.
Exactly.
So wouldn't cultural fit help with that?
That's what the sales experts are saying.
Okay, so if people feel connected to the culture and enjoy working with their team, they're less likely to jump ship, even if someone else is offering more money.
It's more than just the paycheck.
Right.
It's the whole package.
So hiring for cultural fit,
Yeah.
you're creating an environment where people want to stick around and build their careers.
Exactly.
They feel valued.
And that sense of loyalty, it reduces all that disruption from constant turnover.
Which is huge in sales.
Huge. Because like we said before, those client relationships are gold.
You can't just replace those overnight.
Nope. Takes time to build that trust back up.
Makes me think about the bottom line too.
What do you mean?
All that time and money you save.
Oh, yeah.
When you don't have to constantly recruit and train new people.
It's a win-win.
For the company and the team,
Totally.
everyone's happy.
Happier teams sell more.
Now that's a fact.
No doubt about it.
It's like an investment in your team's future.
It is, for sure. But let's kind of shift gears for a sec.
Okay, where are we going?
Let's talk about how this cultural fit thing actually shapes your whole sales culture.
Oh, okay. I like that.
It's not just about fitting in, It's
Right.
about using those new hires to actually build a really strong sales environment.
So you're saying it's about creating a culture that attracts the best salespeople.
Yeah, and keeps them there.
And then those people attract even more great people.
It's like this awesome cycle.
The self-fulfilling prophecy or something.
Exactly. Like think about being a championship sports team.
I'm listening,
You want those star players, right?
obviously.
But they also got to work well together, have that same goal in mind.
That winning mentality.
And that's how you create like a dynasty.
I love that analogy. So in sales, what does that look like?
Okay, so you're hiring people who can obviously close deals,
Uh-huh.
but they also have those values and behaviors that fit your company's style. They become like ambassadors for your sales culture.
I can see that.
So each new person who fits that mold, they're reinforcing the values and strengthening that winning mentality.
So they're like role models,
And the sales experts say this creates that positive cycle.
where top performers attract other top performers.
Exactly. It's like this upward spiral.
You're building something much bigger than just individual people.
Yeah, it's that team synergy.
United by a shared purpose.
Committed to being the best.
I love it. But how do you actually figure out if someone's a good cultural fit?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right, because you can't just see it on a resume.
Nope. Skills and experience are one thing, but this is way more nuanced.
Okay, so how do you do it?
The sales experts recommend these behavioral interview questions.
What are those?
They're questions that help you understand the candidate's values, their work style,
Oh, interesting.
how they handle different situations.
So instead of asking like, tell me about your biggest sale,
Right, which everyone asks.
you dig a little deeper.
Exactly like you could say, tell me about a time you had to adapt your sales approach for a client who communicated differently.
Okay, I like that.
Or describe a situation where you had to team up with someone to close a tough deal. What was your role and how'd you approach it?
You really get into the heart of how they think.
Yeah, and how they deal with people, which is so important in sales.
And beyond the interview, what else can you do?
Give them a taste of the real thing.
Like a test drive.
Yeah, have them shadow someone or maybe do a little trial project.
So they're actually working with the team.
They get to see what it's really like day to day, and you get to see how they interact.
Their communication style.
If they mesh well with the team.
So it's like a win-win.
Exactly. They get a realistic preview, and you get way more info than a resume could ever give you.
It's like a two-way street.
But remember, building this strong sales culture, it's not a one-time thing.
It's ongoing.
You got to constantly evaluate it, make sure you're hiring for fit, and just create that environment where your team can thrive.
So it's like nurturing a garden?
The sales experts really emphasize clear communication feedback and opportunities for growth.
So your team feels supported.
And they're constantly learning and improving.
This whole deep dive into cultural fit has been super insightful.
I'm glad you're finding it helpful.
And it seems like there's even more to uncover.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we wrap things up with the sales experts, what are the biggest takeaways for our listeners?
If there's one thing to remember, it's that you can't just focus on hiring those super smooth talkers who can close any deal.
Right. It's more than that.
You got to find people who are the right fit for your company, like they share your values and can actually thrive in your sales environment.
So skills and experience are important, but they're not the whole story.
It's like cultural fit is that secret ingredient.
And the magic touch.
Exactly. It boosts teamwork. It makes people more engaged. It keeps those awesome salespeople from leaving.
And it just strengthens your whole sales culture.
Which all leads to a better bottom line.
And the sales experts make a great point that when you focus on cultural fit during hiring, you're actually investing in the long-term success of your whole company.
Building a sales machine that can just keep going and going.
I like that as sustainable sales engine.
And it's not just about the numbers either.
Okay, tell me more.
Sales leaders can create a team that's not just killing it out there, but they're actually happy and fulfilled too.
Now that's a win-win for everyone.
Absolutely.
So before we go, I want to leave our listeners with a little something to think about.
Hit me with it.
What steps can you take today to start really prioritizing cultural fit and build that high-performing sales team that just crushes every goal?
Love that question. I think it all starts with defining your sales culture. Like, what are those values and behaviors that make your company unique?
Right, get clear on your brand.
And then you can start looking for those candidates who really match that vision.
Makes sense. And for those who want more tips,
Yeah,
the sales experts have a ton of great resources and insights.
definitely worth a look.
Until next time, happy selling, everyone.